Hello and welcome to my channel. Well, this is going to be my review of the Brother F006. Now, Paddy's Potato Peelers reviewed this in November of 2019, and he gives a really good review, so I'll put a link up to there on it. But if you look at I had a little bit of an issue with my sheath, and if you look at it, I think they didn't mold the sheath completely. You know, they cut it off a little short, because this is the Brother F005, and when it goes in, see, it's got this little swell here. When it goes in, it clicks behind that, and it clicks solidly. This one, it goes in and pretty much, and I had to tighten it up if you look at the video I did before this, but it just pretty much holds it right there. It doesn't go any further. You can push all you want and it won't go any deeper. It just basically holds just right there. It holds it good now. I mean, it won't fall out, but I'm probably going to switch to a leather sheath, because this is a bushcraft type of knife, and looking at it, comparing it to other things, this is close. This is like a copy of the SERB3. It looks almost identical to it. I'll put pictures up in there. The difference is the RB3 is in 1095, and this is in 440C. And 440C, I think, would probably be a better choice for you out in the woods, although I don't mind carbon steel, but you'd have less maintenance issues with it. This one is in D2. Now, what's strange is 440C is a stainless steel. This thing came wrapped. It was in the sheath. It was stuck in the sheath, and it came wrapped in like cellophane or whatever, but coated in oil. And okay, you know, maybe they're just being extra cautious and everything. And looking at all the reviews and everything, I think this is just a fluke on my sheath, because other people were saying that it retains tightly in there, there's no rattle, you know, and all this other stuff, and mine was not that way until I put that zip tie in there. So on my weights and stuff with the sheath, you have to add, you know, I mean, if you want to be super precise, there's a little bit more on mine because of the zip tie, but not by much. Oh, okay, now, a word about these Kydex sheaths. They're okay once you figure them out and everything, but on my other one, this post right here tended to just come off. It'll snap back in, but you know, it'll just pop off or get lazy there with you sometimes. It can be adjustable from, you know, right now this is in vertical carry, but it can go to horizontal. You just unscrew it right here and just flip it around. It's got all these different holes where you can put it whichever way you want. And there's a little rubber gasket standoff thing in between them. You don't want to screw that down too hard where they're mushed out and everything. But the way this one does, see, it clears. When it opens, it clears that. When I had this one set up like that, when it opened, there we go. When it opened like this, it would hit this raised up portion and bump it. I don't know. Anyway, you don't need to open it real far for putting it on and off your belt. Like I said, all these things, all these issues or problems that you have with these things are solvable. You can also buy a replacement, you know, universal Kydex thing like that. But anyway, this is a pretty cool knife. Now, the difference between these two mainly is in the the drop. See the angle drop on the handle? That angle drop is a lot like what you find on the Corso. See the way the handle comes down? And as far as like with working with wood and stuff like this, which is a Scandi grind, so it's going to be used with wood a lot, the no jimping up here comes in handy, because if your thumb's resting like here, it digs into it, which is what jimping is designed to do. But I mean, if you're just pushing, you know, if you're just carving wood, which I've been playing around with sharpening pencils and stuff like that, and I also took this one and ran it on the pallet wood. I cut some pallet wood with it just to see if I got an edge roll, and I didn't get any edge roll on it. So I didn't do a lot of extensive stuff with it, but it feels really comfortable in the hand. This is another one of those where you pick it up and you go, wow, this is just like really well balanced. I would say this one is more like universal type of, you could do more straight stab and type stuff, but this one has more of a curved edge, you know, for curving cuts, I guess. And I don't know, they're almost the same length, but the handle is a little bit longer, just a tad bit longer on the, get the numbers mixed up, 5 and 6. So yeah, you have basically a 3.5 inch or so cutting edge. A little bit more on this is 3 5/8 if you want to be technical about it, or 3 3/4. See, the line starts right here, not the edge of the ruler, so I have to get the tip of the knife right there if I'm going to get super accurate. 3 3/4. And probably 3 7/8 overall. I mean, the overall length would be 8 1/4 inches overall. Let's see how many centimeters we get out of this. So you got about a 95 millimeter cutting edge. And 10 centimeters overall. I mean, on the blade length. And 21. .215 millimeters, or 21.5 centimeters. Yeah, and it's nice. Now, the weight of this, let me get my, I weighed it already. The blade itself is 6.65 ounces, or 188 grams. With the Kydex sheath, it's 8.95 ounces, or 253.5 grams. And yeah, it's just a nice, you've got a deeper notch right here for your finger as opposed to what you have on this. So you have a little bit more control, you know, for working. Your hand is just designed, it's just set up for being right here. And you can get really, really fine. That's the nice thing about Scandi grain, especially like I was sharpening a pencil. Just sitting over there, just messing around sharpening a pencil. And man, you can just plane this thing out and just make yourself, instead of a gougey, you know, tip and everything, you can just make it really nice and level and flat. But it's just a breeze to work with. It's thick. You can dig in as deep as you want, or you can go, you know, as small as you want on the digging. It's 440C. It feels comfortable in the hand. This canvas micarta. It's just a great camp knife, you know, or overall knife. A lot of people are saying they don't like Scandi grinds to EDC. See, this one's in the trying to fit in. It'll fit. See how wide it spreads it out? It'll fit in that other sheath. I mean, really secure, but it's not really designed for it. I mean, it'll hold it. This is the way I'd want it to be held. But that sheath is really designed for this one. Now you put it in here, even though I've tightened it up and everything. It's holding, but it's just barely holding. It's just like holding right there. Yeah, I know I can use heat and form it down and everything, but I don't have a hair dryer or a heat gun or anything. So I did have zip ties and a drill. So improvise and make do with what you've got. And if you don't have the other stuff, then But this worked out fine. Like I said, it worked out fine. I'll probably get a replacement leather sheath for it just because I like leather. And yeah, this is a great little knife, man. It's a great size. Fits plenty of room in the hand. You got a lanyard hole if you want. This is not really as exposed for striking a ferro rod as you would think. I haven't tried to fire up a ferro. Well, yeah, let me get one of those just to see. Let's happen to have a ferro rod handy. We'll see. A little bit of oil and everything. There we go. Whoa! Bang that. Let's try this guy. See, these are kind of curved. Almost crowned. So I'm trying to get the edge here. Ooh, set my mat on fire. It'll kind of work. It'll kind of work, but it's not the spark thrower you would expect. All right, I've got a carbon steel hiding over here. Where's this guy while we're playing with him? All right, he's got a nice sharp edge on him right here. Oh yeah. Fire in the hole. Big difference. Big difference when the edge is sharp. All you got to do is just take a file or something to the edge of it. But yeah, it's not as efficient. The 440 and the other one, the D2, is not as efficient. I don't think it has as much to do with carbon steel. Carbon will give you a better strike usually than stainless or those other ones on. Look at these guys. Now this guy is a lot lighter in hand and thinner blade material. I'll put the specs up on it and everything, but there you go. I thought I'd just show you that. Little throwing fire around too while we're at it. Where did I put my other knife? Alright, so I gotta find stuff before I step on the blade. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.